In Aranya Permaculture Farm, we have food forest. In the food forest, you know about all seasonal fruits we could able to harvest, and process, and then preserve it, and for the rest of the season. Like it is something like nature gives abundance of food, but how are you going to use it? That is a key in it, because in the permaculture food forest, like every season we'll get abundance of fruits. Like for example, this season we have seen like every year we do get the Kalajamun so much, like black plum we call it. So that is like the fruit tree is a resilient and it just grow with the rain-fed conditions. But when the season comes, like in the summer season it will come. So May to June in between the fruits will come. The fruit after once it is done the fruit span is like entire tree is a 15 days, not more than that. Within the 15 days how much you could able to harvest and consume it, that is one thing. The second thing is rest of the things, how are you going to harvest it and the process it, preserve it, how are you going to use for the whole season. This is something which I learned from my own experience. First few years I don't know what to do about abundance of fruits of Kalajamun. Then slowly I realized that how I'm going to use it. Kalajamun, if you want to harvest, it's very difficult because so many fruits will be there. So if you want to harvest the fruits, like you don't need to climb the trees. So put a one mattress or any of the cover under the tree, and all the fruits will drop in, ripened fruits will drop in under the tree. You just collect it and wash it and preserve it. So what I did was, once I have a fruits, like harvesting of the fruits, and then keep it a day, and then wash it, and then take out the seeds and take out the pulp separately, and then started making jam. That is one portion which I did. So the second thing what I did was, when I am making the jam, there is just so much of water will come. So the water I use making as a squash. So these two I could able to preserve it or freeze it. Whenever I need, I just going to take out and use it for my training programs, or whoever comes and we consume in our farm. So this is what, like in my family whole year, whenever I feel like having the Kalajamun taste, I can take out and have it and enjoy it. This is something I learned from my experience. So try to do production, how important it is. So similarly, how you are going to catch that energy, store it. In permaculture, there is a one principle called catch and store the energy. Energy is something, is a food. So food is something which is growing. How are you going to catch it? How are you going to store it? How are you going to use it? When you want to make the jam or pulp or squash or something, so this one you can, like a kilo of pulp, 750 grams of jaggery you can make it. With the sugar also you can make it, but the taste will good enhances if you make it in the with the jaggery. So always you just think about how you are going to preserve it. Preserve or either in the freezer. So I do use the freezer to preserve these things, or you can keep them if in the fridge also. What happens is, if you want keep them outside, you need to have a double the quantities of jaggery, and also jaggery has a nature of fermentation. That is what, don't keep it outside, always keep it in the freezer or fridge, it will be good. We should not harvest at a time, that is also which I can say. So it is like a within the 15 days, how many times you harvest, even though some portion of it should go back to the soil. So the soil microbes should be enjoyed about it. So that's where the microbes will give you nutrition for your tree will give back to you. Some portion it should go anyway to the birds, some portion for us. That's where the fair share principles applies in the nature.